This is TWiT.
So last week we were talking about Clubhouse. During the show, I said, there's it's really interesting, a lot of Chinese nationals on Clubhouse. There are a lot of expats on Clubhouse talking about the Chinese government. I said, it's just going to be a matter of time before the China shuts them down. During the show, they shut them down. I don't want to take any responsibility for this. I'm sure that they were planning to do it anyway. We've also learned that there may be some issues with Clubhouse pinging China when you use Clubhouse. Clubhouse stepped up when that happened and said immediately, we are doing everything we can to prevent any of our information getting to Chinese authorities. So don't worry about that.
Whatever company they use for their tech or whatever, I should look it up, but I know that the stock ticker is
Agora.
API. Which one?
It's Agora, yeah.
Agora, right. And that's gone up like 100% over the last 2 weeks. But they're a Chinese company, right?
Yeah, so that'll be interesting to watch. Clubhouse is well-funded. They're an Andreessen Horowitz company. And, of course, they've been used by Andreessen Horowitz to promote other Andreessen Horowitz investments, including Elon Musk has appeared there. Mark Zuckerberg has appeared there. Wesley Faulkner has appeared there. I've even appeared there. I got an invite a few weeks ago from iJustine. I think it's very cool, but Wesley, I figure as soon as it's not invite only, it's just going to go right downhill. What do you think?
I think the whole space is blowing up. There was an announcement just last week, a company called Quilt, which is a self-care focused audio social network. They got $3.5 million.
Is it for audio? Is it like
yes,
like Clubhouse?
Just like Clubhouse. Just a Clubhouse offshoot.
Facebook is supposedly building their version of Clubhouse.
Twitter has Spaces that they're developing.
Twitter Spaces is coming out any day now, right?
Yeah, it's hot. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a LinkedIn Clubhouse equivalent by the type of people that are on the network. There's a lot of LinkedIners. People who are trying to yeah.
Is this the new stories? Like everybody's going to have these
what?
Audio.
That's so weird because it's audio, which it seems to. So what is the appeal, Wesley? Explain to me.
Here's the appeal. If you are a loud talker, if you take up a lot of space in a room.
Why are you looking at me when you say that? Why do you look at me? Why?
As you interrupt me. I'm joking. If you are able to stand out by showcasing your work, it's almost if you think about the TikTok stars or the people who are really good at their craft, there's a medium to showcase that. And I think there's not an equivalent for audio. For video, you can do video effects. Audio, you're able to be a public speaker to the public. You can get a wider audience.
Video's hard. To compete against a Marquez Brownlee on YouTube, you've got to spend a lot of time and energy and be really talented to do it. Whereas a Clubhouse, you just talk.
You talk and you are able to react and you're able to get questions from the audience. You're able to exercise power about who's a moderator. It's very powerful. It's one of those things like, I'm a developer advocate for Daily. Our API is used for WebRTC, which has the component of video and audio. We've been seeing a huge influx of people trying to build their own audio social network on our platform.
Interesting.
So
we
have to scramble to create these blog posts. I think we're coming out with one next week that details how to do that. But I feel that that's probably going across the board. People with like I mentioned Quilt before, there's a huge space, just like what we're talking about, where people were shoveling money into Bitcoin because they need to shovel money into a big bet that they think is going to explode. Audio is a big bet. It's going to blow up, not necessarily because people are clamoring for it. It's because people are trying to make it happen. So
I hate this.
It may not be big because people want it, but it's going to be big because investors want it.
I hate this. I've been doing audio for 45 years.
Leo,
I don't want anybody else to get in this business. Don't.
Well,
go ahead.
But this is the good point is that audio is hard too.
Yeah.
Doing a good podcast is hard too. Being interesting to listen to is hard. this is not me humble bragging, but I've been on there since June, and I've gone through a period with it, right? Where back in June, there were 2,000 people on there and we all knew each other. And so it was cool and fun and interesting. And then I forgot about it. So when it blew up again last month, I go on and it's all sorts of, it's literally like LinkedIn or whatever. It's everybody trying to impress everybody else. It's everybody trying to, I don't know, get jobs and impress famous and rich people. However, so potentially what I'm waiting to see is it you let everyone in, it's not invite only, and is it just everyone trying to shout as loud as possible? However, my wife, who back in June when she would listen in when I was on there, dismissed it as there's just a bunch of tech people on there. This is not for me or whatever. She's an architect, and now she leaves it on. There are multiple architect rooms every single day.
Yeah. And
she leaves it on in the background like it's talk radio, that it's just sort of, and then maybe she pipes in if she, is so moved or whatever. But I don't know. Like, it's either going to be the thing, like my experience where, oh my God, it's kind of gross and I don't want to do this anymore. Or it's going to be like my wife's where it's like, I just find my niche and I'm happy.
They're going to have to solve the discovery issue so that it's easy to find the stuff that you're interested in. Because when you just go and explore, you see a lot of bro stuff and how to make $1 million in Bitcoin and stuff.
The truth is they don't have to fix anything. Like I mentioned,
it's already okay.
There's competitors that are fixing these problems.
Right.
There are people who are coming out with niche communities just for one thing.
Right.
There are ones that for protected people or people who get online harassment. There are going to be so many different ways that people are going to approach this problem. Unfortunately, I think this is the time where you're first to market doesn't mean you're going to be the market dominator leader. They're just going to expose all the problems that people are going to fix when they come out with their own competitor.
So the issue, it's not about Clubhouse at all. It's about the medium.
Yes,
that's what you like about it.
Yes, one thing off. Like I unfortunately, my coworker and I had a conversation. I'm not an iOS user. I do not use Apple devices.
Well, this is iOS only right now.
I have an iPad.
Yeah.
So I put it on my iPad, and I am surprised that no one's complaining about the privacy that is required to run Clubhouse. You want to send out an invite, you have to grant it access to your contacts.
People are starting to complain, yes, or at least ask questions about that.
Yeah, you want to subscribe to an event that's coming up, it needs access to your calendar.
Oh, that's not good.
And Vanilla Ice was on it last week, and I was like, but now Clubhouse has Vanilla Ice's phone number because someone had to send him an invite.
Right.
And now when he signed up for Clubhouse, he sent it to a friend of his. Then they now have every famous person Vanilla Ice is connected to. Elon Musk and so on might have better security, but someone who's not necessarily tech savvy, like I saw Gil King's on there, all of these people that are probably in their Rolodex is now uploaded.
Use a burner.
To Clubhouse.
Use a burner number.
Yeah, I tried that. So like I said, I'm signed up with my Google Voice number. And when I try to send an invite to someone who was the only person in my contacts because I have no one on my iPad, it said, hey, this is not a valid number to send something out on. So it needed a real number in order to send out invites.
I see a lot of there's Adrian Grenier is on there right now. I see a lot of celebrities on here. That's not at all unusual.
I've been in a room with Oprah. That was back in the summer again. But there's
part of the appeal is just you're just like in a room with Oprah, and they're just having a conversation. Is pretty amazing. I have also learned now. I think that the opportunity is also great for giving people a voice who don't normally have a voice. I've listened to a lot of interesting Clubhouse conversations about China from expats and so forth, and I think learned a lot about the kind of the mistaken idea I had about, for instance, the Chinese Communist government versus the Chinese people, things like that. It's really great to hear the actual voices of actual people.
Speaking of famous people, Mark Zuckerberg also was on Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And this goes back to my previous point that this will be copied. Someone will do it better.
Yeah.
And
maybe
it's
Mark.
just going to die. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not Clubhouse, but you're saying that this medium has some staying power. what do you have to solve, Wesley, in your opinion, to make this work? If Twitter's listening or Mark's listening, what should they do to make a perfect Clubhouse? The moderation works well.
Is that there's no signaling. You don't know once you join in. There's no signaling if there is someone that you want to talk to.
Oh, okay.
There's no signaling who you should trust and who you should support.
Yeah.
There's a lot of schemes and sign up for my free course.
Yep.
And I'll teach you to be a millionaire rooms on Clubhouse. The people who speak with authority are able to amass a following.
Right.
And the person with authority in terms of the way they speak may not be really true in terms of them being a really reputable person to follow. So
life.
It's a lot of people, because it is a velvet rope network, people are assuming that people have trust and reliability that they have not earned. So they need to work on that signaling of each individual person and what they stand for. If they can solve for that, of who you can trust or who you are aligned with, it will be better.
I wonder, I think we're thinking about this, if it wouldn't make more sense to for instance, use Discord. You use Discord now, Father Robert, quite extensively.
I do.
And just create a community within Discord. You have a community for your Minecraft server, for instance.
Yep, I use Discord for the Minecraft server. I've used Discord for Padres Corner. I use Discord for Black Cat and DEF CON.
It's perfect for a podcast like Padres Corner. Can people talk back to you? And do you use the audio only, or do you use video? They have it all, right?
I use audio and video, and that's how I can bring people into the program. So, I use voice features. I use voice communities in Discord. It has nowhere near the sort of velvet rope feel of something like Clubhouse. And honestly, I understand the appeal of Clubhouse. Personally, it's not something I think I would ever want to do. It sounds like too much work to reach people that I don't really care about.
And the funny thing is, it's not hard. I mean, Wesley has a good point. The creating a audio conversation like this is actually not hard given the right tools. And it seems like the solution to your problem, Wesley, would be for individual creators to create their own clubhouses. It's easy enough to do. A Discord is a perfect example. It costs nothing to create your own clubhouse.
I would not be surprised if there would be a Clubhouse as a service where you say, I would like to create my own Clubhouse.
Yeah.
And then now you have a closed door audio network that you can invite people to, or
by the way,
just like people do to this Discord server.
The rumor is that the way that they're thinking of monetizing is maybe it's going to be Clubhouse that does that, where in the sort of the Patreon or the Substack model, where it's like you can own a certain club and it's yours, and you can charge subscriptions for it. You can sell tickets for one-off live events. You can do whatever and just give us a cut. Like, that's one of the rumors of how they might be thinking about
Makes sense.
actually making this a business. Yeah,
makes sense.
But they don't have the right tools on the admin side for it to be worth it. You cannot control. Even if you can just have people there are a lot more tools you'll need in order to manage a group. If you've ever run a community on Slack, you can understand all the bolt-ons that were done just to make that go. The same with any niche communities that might have different needs. It makes sense to either build your own or use a turnkey solution that allow you to do that, rather than use Clubhouse, which is limited. Right now they're iOS. If you use, I mentioned WebRTC, but if you use something like that, you could be able to on mobile, desktop, and be able to reach more people, rather than their limited release cycle. There's a lot of things that they need to fix in terms of max room size, and there's a whole bunch of things that if they were going to do that, they would have a lot of pressure on the admin side to make sure the controls are there to be able to control that community.
It feels like Discord might have all those tools. Do you think, Robert?
They do, but adminning a Discord room is a nightmare. Because it's so granular, because they give you such control over every little permission. It's difficult to get everyone where you want them to be. It's legendary when we're trying to do something like a DEF CON, to get the right people into the right rooms with the right permissions to be able to do what they're supposed to do. But yeah, you could do it. You absolutely could do it. You just would need to have some very decent admins.
I need to talk to you because I think I really want to do something with Discord. I feel like a TWiT Clubhouse would be kind of cool, given the personalities and the minds we have on our shows.
It's text, it's audio, it's video.
Yeah.
It's kind of what we do.